Hey guys, how are y'all doing tonight? We're here because Joshua requested a French onion quiche. And as you all know, eggs are exceedingly versatile and an amazing way to use any kind of flavor. I did cheat on this a little bit. I have 2 large onions in here that I sliced up real thin. And it was full, and now it's down to essentially nothing. We're cooking this over, say, 6 heat. 0 is off, 10 is high. Well, yeah, well, 5.5. For about 25 minutes now. The only way to properly caramelize onions is to do it like this. This is the low and slow method. You can do it a lot faster, but they don't get this super creamy aspect to them, and there's a much higher chance they can burn. Now in here so far is the 2 onions, 2 tablespoons of butter, salt, good bit of pepper, we like a lot of pepper, and just a shot of soy sauce. Soy sauce is actually an umami booster, and it's an amazing legislative flavor bomb. Love it, love it, love it. Right now, I'm going to squeeze in 2 roasted garlic cloves that I roasted off yesterday. Mush those up a little bit while forever mixing and stirring and mixing and stirring. This is something that if you want to do this and you don't really have a whole lot of time, I suggest either caramelizing the onions in advance. They will keep in the fridge for a couple days at least. Or just buying the caramelized onions, because this does take a good bit of babysitting. You will be sitting here for about, let's see, we're currently at 27 minutes, and we're not quite done yet. So, the garlic is all smushed. Now, when they add a color to your liking, gonna hit them with a little bit of cooking wine. This isn't the great stuff, but this is the okay stuff. You can get actual sherry, it's a lot better, but here we are. This really adds that real depth of flavor that we're really looking for in French onion soup. Got 2 pieces of bread in a 250-degree oven. Now, turn this to 375. I'm going to be preheating. Because French onion is known for the crostini on top. So, bake these off, get them nice and dry, and I'm going to cut them up into cubes and mix them in. So like little pots of the bread in there. Getting close to the end here, so we'll do some dried thyme. Okay. Looking really good. These should be about where I want them to be in about 1 more minute. So, hey Pearl. I'm using the cup like the one you have. That's empty now. Okay, we got our eggs out. Pie pan. Like, y'all think I'm spending a lot of time over here because I am. Like, I really cut down the time of this video. Okay. Your favorite pie crust. Okay, there we go. Let's sit there for just a second. This is the stupid part. I should have taken this out a few minutes ago. Have to use my hands to heat it up a little bit, otherwise it will never unroll. If you want to make your own pie crust, go right ahead. I'm not good at that. I should practice, but here we are. Unrolling pie crusts. And I also think this is actually cheaper. Yeah, garlic and onions are so insanely versatile. I love it. Just pushing the pie crust into our dish. Move it all around, lots of circles. Make sure everything is nice on the bottom there. You're going to have some overhang. That's fine. Do not trim it off under any circumstances. We're going to bake with that overhang, actually. We're going to do something called par baking. Or like blind baking. I'm layering the inside of my pie crust with some aluminum foil. It's a good size. I'll see me steady back at these things. Jesus. It's my busted knife. Stab your pie crust a bunch of times on the bottom. This is called docking. This way, when you do have air bubbles in it that expand, they have somewhere to go without bubbling up and fucking up your pie. Real easy. Back in there, give these yet another stir. These are lentils. They're in a Ziploc bag because I use them to bake. This is essentially pie weights. Anybody that actually spends money on pie weights is not a friend of mine. Because why? Get you a bag of beans for $1, use them a million times. So, it's there. Hey Google, set timer for 15 minutes.
15 minutes, starting now.
These onions are starting to get a good bit of color on them. It's amazing how both of these onions are cooked down into less than like one onion, essentially. These are the biggest ones I had. Save that bag there. Put my lentils back in. Once they're cool, of course. My knife here. Cut my bread into cubes. One trick I'm doing just to move things along faster. When I started doing the onions, I put a glass bowl of mine in the freezer because when the onions come out, they need to be very much cooler than they are before they can go in the eggs. Or they're going to start cooking the eggs, it's going to be cooked unevenly. So, got the egg, got the bowl in there, in the freezer. And when it comes out, it's ready. They go right in there and they cool down a lot faster. I am suddenly fucking terrified of shattering the bowl. And now I don't want to use the fucking thing. I don't want to use the bowl. I'll spread them out on the plate or something. That's fine. Do you have a metal bowl? Metal bowl works way better. I have one, but I'm not sure where it is. I think it's like in... There's a cabinet. I think it's like back there. Like in the back corner kind of thing, you know? Now, you know they're done, because again, nonstick pan, when they just start trying to stick to the bottom, and you're getting a tiny little bit of fond, that's when you know your onions are done. There's going to be a little tiny bit of carryover cooking, but not a whole lot. Smear this out. Okay. Got a nice good layer of our caramelized onions. A bowl for our eggs. Here goes 6. Two. 3. Hey, Doug. 4. 5. 6. Now, since we're adding something else to the party, we have to add the salt and pepper. Salt and pepper, of course, to your liking. We like a lot of salt. We like a lot of pepper. Well, I think we like more salt than most people, in all fairness. Excuse me. You can add milk or whatever to your eggs. Apparently that's not necessary. Kind of a waste of milk. I've seen several chefs talk about it. I've tried it. Can't really tell the difference. So beat these for a minute or so till they're nice and good. Hey Google, how long on the timer?
9 minutes and 33 seconds remaining.
Okay. Now, when you start feeling this right here hurt, you've mixed enough. It's literally how you measure that. I'm not even kidding. Got some chives over here that I bought. We want them more for the color. We don't want that pop of like the little zing of the fresh onion. So just get our chives going. Okay. It's about a tablespoon, or you know, whatever to your liking. Now here comes the fun part. This is Gruyere. It is very similar to Swiss, but a touch funkier. I bought this. It was actually on sale, so I only paid $5 for just under a third of a pound. So, yeah, but I bought it specifically for this dish. Use just over half of it. Okay. We want it super cheesy, super eggy, super oniony. There's a lot of things going on here, y'all. Okay. These are now warm to the touch, so they can also go in. Now this is the part that's going to get fun because you have to incorporate egg in between all of these pieces of cheese, the onions. I think I'm going to add 2 more eggs to this. If I don't use the whole mixture, that's fine, but something's telling me to do it. And I follow my instincts now 100%, especially when it comes to being in the kitchen. To make sure it's all done to board, we're going to mix these in a separate bowl. You're just tuning in, this is me wanting to add more egg to my frittata, and I'm doing it in a separate bowl. Just make sure everything is nice and mixed the way it should be. Alright. Alright. Hey Google, how long on the timer?
5 minutes and 24 seconds remaining.
Well, this cheese fell out. I've got nothing to do for the next 5 minutes. So I'm just going to walk y'all through it. When the pie crust comes out of the blind bake, remove the foil and your baking weights. Then the second before you add your egg mixture to your pie crust, you need to add in the your bread cubes over there. Just because you want them to stay as crunchy as they can. I mean, they're not going to, but you want them to stay kind of crunchy. But if you put them in right now, let it sit, they are going to be soggy messes. So, actually, no, I'm good. When it comes out, I'm going to top it with the bread cubes and a little more cheese. I have some cheese left. Yeah, that just sounds really good. And they'll stay crunchy. It's like, yeah, okay, yeah, do that. This is basically the, you know, scientific method. Fuck around, find out. So, and kind of how I have all my little kitchen ooh moments. So yeah, that'd actually be good. I have cheese left. So, yum. But, yes, I will post a picture when it's all done, and I hope to see y'all again soon. I'm not sure what I'm doing next, honestly.